Jesus, did that just hit me? Oh, jeez.
May it be a zip tie.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've just been hit with a zip tie. I'm all right, everyone. I'm fine. Welcome back, guys. As you can see, we're in the middle of what I like to call upgrades. If you can call it an upgrade, it's an upgrade to Tony here, who normally does our B-roll camera shots and anything else that we ask him to do, basically. So today we're kind of giving him a bit of an upgrade from his current system. What was your current system? What CPU was in it? I don't even remember what CPU was in it. It's an i5 something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's an i5 dual core.
Dual core.
Yeah, it's supposed to have been dual threaded, but it didn't. Dual thread didn't work.
So it would have been two cores, 4 threads, but
it was 2 cores,
ended up
2 threads.
Just being two. Imagine that, 2 cores, an i5 2-core.
And it still runs GTA.
And it still runs GTA. So what we're basically doing, we're kind of having a shift around here at W&D Tech. You know, we don't have a lot of new hardware. I know we've shown quite good hardware on our channel so far, but nothing what I would consider really top end. With that in mind, the upgrade that Tony's getting is going to be my old i7 4790K, and that is still a good CPU even today, but it's a 4-core 8-thread CPU, and I think it will stay all day happily at 4.4. I know some of you probably maybe got that up to 4.8. I've seen stories of 4.8, but bear in mind we're using this Be Quiet fan cooler here, CPU cooler, and you may have seen a video come out where we did a test of this. We just tested it out on a Ryzen 5 3600, and it managed to keep the CPU 10 degrees cooler than the stock AMD cooler. This one here, let me just quickly, which one was this? Pure Rock Slim. Yeah, that's right. This was the Pure Rock Slim. This is version 1. They had some issues with this one for AMD users. If you go and watch that video, you'll see what kind of issues we had with that, but it still managed to keep the CPU cool. Now, this is going on an Intel. Obviously, it's i7 4790K, so it's going to be just fine for that because, well, that's what it was intended for, really, Intel. And then AMD came along. So they've released version 2 now. So if you want to use AMD with that, go and get the version 2. But yeah, that's the CPU cooler we're using for that. Seems tiny compared to the case, but that's kind of what we've got. We're giving him an upgrade on the power supply, not the Pure Power FM, as you can see here. So we've also done a video on this one, so go and check that one out as well. We've been really busy today. This is the Thermaltake Smart RGB 700 watt. So he's going to get a little bit of RGB in this, and he's going to get a new power supply because he wants to put a decent, a more modern graphics card in it, and that will be just fine for what he's going to be putting in there eventually. So he's having that as well.
This case is an NVIDIA Cooler Master original, and this is a 520 Cooler Master, and I bet you...
Well, let's have a look at this.
You wouldn't have had a problem with that.
Cooler Master.
That'll pass every test except for the dust test.
Yeah, the PC is very dusty, but all PCs get dusty over time. But look at this, semi-modular power supply, and what's the date on this? Let's have a look. I don't see any date on it. Anyway, it's the RS520 ASAA-A1. I have no idea how old that is. Can't see a date on it. But that's what he's been using all these years, and it's been super, super fine until now, but he's going to get an upgrade anyway. Yeah. Because why not? We're doing the motherboard. Might as well do the power supply as well. Amazingly though, I just noticed this power supply has 3 12-volt rails. Can you see that? At night, only at 19 amps, mind, but then back then the requirements weren't needed. No. So 19 amps per rail, 408 watts for all rails. Wow. 3 rails on your power supply. Imagine that. only see about 2 these days that I've seen. Anyway,
Did its job.
we're replacing that for a more modern one, for a more stable one. And can we have a look at the front of the case a minute?
Yeah, I'm going to rotate it all the way around because she's such a classic case.
Nice green. Look at this. An official NVIDIA Cooler Master case. Do you remember the model number?
It was either the CM160 or the CM610. I know it's CM and they're rare. She's not in original condition because I customised the side panel. I have thought about respraying the internals and chopping up some metal bits, but where am I going to put my eyeglass?
Yeah, it's limited. We'll turn it around so you can see the other angles in a minute. I might get the B-roll camera out so you can have a look at that in a minute. Yeah, he's going to be getting a new. I say new. It's new to Sony. New motherboard. It's the Asus Z97 Pro Gamer with a i7 4790K and 16 gig of DDR3, 3 DDR3. So that will get him going, and at least he'll be able to start doing a bit of work from home, possibly. So yeah, so that's really all we're doing today. We're just kind of upgrading his PC and taking you along for the ride because, you know, why not? If we get that case out of the way, we'll get the motherboard prepped and then put it all in one.
Good thinking, Batman.
So we're going to move this out of the way and get our portable camera out. Be right back. Okie dokie, so we've let the motherboard down, as you can see, and we're going to mount the cooler and everything we need to mount to it before we put it in the case, because it's an older case, it might be a little bit more tricky than normal. So we're just clearing off the thermal compound off the Pure Rock Slim so we can put some Noctua NTH2 and get that on there. So here we go. This is the Z97 Pro Gamer. Comment down below if you had a version of this board. This has done the rounds, I tell you that, and it's been great. It's worked a treat. It was in my son's computer. He's now getting an upgrade as well, and this one is obviously, as we said, going to Tony. It's got 16 gig of Kingston Savage RAM on there, which you can't even buy anymore. Obviously, it's DDR3, but I couldn't even find it when I was trying to put 32 in this machine when I had this machine. It was just really hard to get hold of. This is showing its age a little bit. This motherboard's showing its age a little bit. We can see here we've still got PS2 port. Even some newer boards have PS2 port for keyboard and mouse. And USB 2.0. We've got optical output, HDMI for onboard graphics, because the i7 4790K had onboard graphics at that time. Well, it still does. VGA and DVI. 4 USB 3.0, although it's not called 3.0 now, is it? And standard gigabit port there as well, and your normal audio outputs there. And that is, I believe, a Supreme Effects no chipset fan, but a huge heatsink on there. Not bad BRM heatsinks, although obviously this is an old board. Quite a lot of fins there on that one, but for what we're doing with this and what he's going to be doing with it, it's going to be fine. I think he's cleared it off now, so we're ready to mount the cooler.
So, important part.
Okay, so fan that side on this one.
No, it's not. I said important part.
Yeah, you need that. Oh boy. If we're a bit crazy and a bit... Yeah, it's just been a long day. This is our third video we've recorded today, and we've never done 3 videos in one day, so...
Yeah, I've never been on this side of the camera, so we're doing all right. So
no, I think you're doing all right. You're doing fine. So I'm going to leave you to do that in whatever pattern, shape or form you want to do, unless you want to spread it on. I can find you a spreader. I don't actually have a spreader, but I'm sure we can find something to spread it. Or not. Or not. X is normally the way to go if you haven't got a spreader. Spreads out better. God, it's got a thick thing on it, hasn't it?
I know. I'm a bit hesitant. I thought it was big enough
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah. It'd be a lot.
All right, so I'm going to screw this up. So watch this, everyone. Watch a noob paste a CPU. God, how hard do you have to push on this? Oh. Damn, bro. Sorry, I'm going to have to come from this side.
Yeah, careful, you got to. I can't move much anyway.
So we're going to do X on this one because we don't have anything to spread it. And that one should give it the most coverage. Thanks, Noctua. Now this might be tricky actually, not having it in the tower. I've just realised on these ones, you might have to hold it upside so you can push it in.
There is a little trick. You just get on with it.
Let me help that for you. Are they all the right way around? Yeah, they are. Good.
Yep, just got to wiggle them to point them the right way. Yes.
Two.
That one.
Yep, definitely gone in.
Make sure you open.
Definitely gone in.
And the final.
Give it a wiggle.
Right. So
Give it a
I shouldn't
wiggle.
have to turn any of that, should I?
Look at that. Perfect. Solid as a rock.
In spot.
And it sits right where it needs to on the CPU, which is good because it should do. Which is what we expect.
You see any overflow that side?
No, nothing at all.
Beautiful.
All right, cool. I don't think there's anything else to put on the motherboard. That's really all there is. All we had to do. The memory's already on it. So should we get it in the case? All right, so now we need to do the power supply. One thing we do need though, we need to reposition or find some more stops. So how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think you need 2. I don't think you need another one there because it would move.
I believe it was 1.
I think they need to move. All right, so those need to come out. They need to come down there and there.
Gently plied in.
So we just need. There's one there. Yeah, we only need one standoff, which we'll find in a second. Power supply. Unfortunately, what was that? Hopefully, you'll end up with more power connections to things that you want to do. Hopefully.
You'll be surprised how minimal it already looks.
I hate the saying, but back in the day, they didn't have. They basically all this was fixed, and you could not take any of this out. So hard drive caddies go here on this particular chassis, and then you've got actually spare screws, which is nice to see.
I'd like to keep them somewhere safe.
And it's a perfect place to put them. So that's cool. I think Cooler Masters still do that, if I remember rightly. And that's really good to see.
One of the best features.
But yeah, CD drives, guys, look at that. CD drives or DVD writers. So he's got 2 fans on the top for exhaust, and then he's got one on the back. We've got an intake on there, none on the front because is it completely? No, there is a
LED.
There is a kind of
Front
mesh on the front, but
is completely breathable.
and let's get these standoffs moved. Yep, it's moving. Actually, does it?
Yes.
Holy moly, look at that. Yes, it does.
Bottom corner will be the last.
Which we need to find yet. Yeah. Oh boy. Hopefully it's the same size standoff as well, because that would be annoying. Let's find this missing standoff and get the board in. And then we'll just connect everything and power it on.
Yeah, and
That's
if it
pretty much all there is to
turns
do.
on, we can
I'll leave the rest up to you.
we can go to bed.
Yeah, because it's like
Oh,
it's nearly 10:30 here in the UK. We've been doing this since what 12 o'clock today, doing the videos. We've had other issues that we've had to dealt with today.
If anybody fancies giving me a car so I can get here sooner, awesome. I lost my car. It got broken.
You could call it that. Right, I've got a bag in here with some goodies in. Are the goodies good?
Goodies are good, yes. And they have black, but
Might not be the same colour. There's one there. Yeah, that's fine. Right, cool. We can mount. Let's mount the board. All right. It's in your hands. It's literally in your hands.
Well, as if by magic, here's one we prepared earlier.
Does it fit?
Oh, if it didn't fit, old school has lost.
He'd want a refund. If it doesn't go all the way in, then you...
No, the screwdriver wasn't fitting, so I will swap.
Okay.
Because I'd rather have a clean connection than a... Yes.
Okay. Reset switch.
Have it spin repeatedly.
That one there. Where's pin 0? Pin 0 is that side. Where's pin 0 on the board? On the left side. Right, cool. So label facing out. An important decision you have to make. Do you want the black SATA cables on top, or do you want the orange cables on top?
Right. Considering my boot drive is SATA 0, it's one of these two black.
Yeah, but it depends on what's configured on the
0
board.
and 1. The black go in 0 and 1. Orange go in...
But that's what it was on your old board.
Yep.
You can boot from any drive.
I know you can boot from any drive, but I like it in order.
Well, there isn't 0, there's a 1 and a 2. So you're going to have 1 or 2.
That's just too neat.
So let's do that then.
Well, of course, we go
We
up
don't know.
scale and go to 1 and 2.
We don't know which drive is what, so you're just going to play around until 1 boots. Oh, we can fire it up and check.
I mean, I literally just track the cable.
We can do
They'll
it
be
that
running
way.
at full speed for the first time in,
Holy moly.
I don't know, their life. Since, well, their life
What?
with me.
You've been on SATA 2?
I've been running SATA 2. I'm pretty sure that board has been...
Serial ATA 2.
I'm just pretty sure that...
Luckily, nothing is really there to push on apart from maybe front panel USB, which
I should
don't
barely
work on
touch.
this anyway. Well, you got a damaged port.
That's a good point, yeah.
I don't know if I would want to plug a damaged USB port into a motherboard, because damaged USB ports can actually kill your motherboard. So there we go, the motherboard is in. We're just finalizing all the screws and making sure everything's in where it needs to be. Looking good so far. I'm not going to worry about cable tied in just now. We just want to get this thing fired up to make sure it posts, and then we're going to leave it in Tony's capable hands. Is that all the screws in?
That is,
yeah, it looks like all the screws in.
for the missing one.
So he's also going to get an NVMe drive eventually. I'm not entirely sure where it is right now, so he will get that at a later date.
I would imagine most PC people are like this, that haven't got a lot of money, and you struggle. You know, saving up is the only way to get what you want. Just be patient. Be careful.
And be kind. Anyway, let's we're going off track a bit, so let's fire this up. Oh, we haven't put the power cables in yet. So all we got to do now is get the power connected, all the power cables connected, 12 volt ATX, supplementary CPU power, and all the hard drive powers plugged in, and we are good to fire this thing up and make sure it posts.
I can't get this cable through that hole because the gap is not big enough. So we're going to separate it.
This is always an issue with older cases though.
It's alright, I found a way.
What are you doing?
Oh, I don't know how to reconnect that.
They just go together. That way around. They just go together. You do need light. Unfortunately, we don't have any bloody light here. So, oh no, these slide in.
Yeah, I had to slide it out.
All right, so we finished the upgrade. Tony has put the power supply in. He's put the motherboard in. Done a bit of cable tied in there. Hopefully you can see it's not a bad job. He's done really well actually. So it's just to see if this thing posts. Let's have a look. Oh, we have fans spinning.
We have power, that's the important part.
We have power. Power doesn't mean a working computer though.
Those fans spinning.
Hard drives powered up. Yep, we had them click a click.
Well,
We
two
have
IDs.
display, and you have, oh yeah, you have the LandGeeks logo on there. You can change that with software.
Oh yeah, that's the BIOS, isn't it?
It posted.
It posted. And there it is. New CPU installed. Please enter setup to configure your setup. No keyboard detected.
'cause you
Press
took it
F1
out.
to run setup. No keyboard detected. Why tell me to press F1 then? It recognises all four.
Yeah, well, it should do. Yeah.
Memory.
You're allowed to go into
203,
BIOS and
1600.
choose
Yeah, it's picking everything up.
4 gig, which it is. It's
I'm
4
a little
gig.
confused why it's picking up 2 hubs. Oh, two USB 3 port hubs at the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You think I'm going to cable them up when we don't need them?
Anyway, there we go. We've done the upgrade. He's got a working computer. It's posted, as you can see on the screen, hopefully. All the fans are spinning. Okay, all the fans are not spinning. There's one not spinning at the bottom.
It's not connected.
It's not connected, but he's got an upgrade and a new power supply, or a newer power supply, and an i7 4790K. So hopefully you can do a little bit of editing or whatever with that, and you can help out with some other bits, but he's on his way up, so he can help out the channel and help us grow. So that is it. It was only a short video of us doing an upgrade, and hopefully it helps you out, bro. So
Okay, it's path to more.
the path to more. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. See you next time.